Test, test, testing, test, test, testing, testing, test, testing, test, testing. Testing, 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 test. Hello and welcome into St. Joseph High School Baseball. I am Aiden De Silva. Joined with me today is Bobby Borky, and we have a fantastic matchup, St. Joe's versus South Plainfield in St. Joe's second game of the season. Obviously, St. Joe's lost yesterday in a tough 4-3 to Westfield, looking to get back against South Plainfield, but they are down early here 3-0. Bob, how do you feel about today's game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough one last night, or yesterday afternoon. Really close game. A couple tough moments from the team down the stretch, but I think obviously in a hole early, so we'll see if the bats can come alive and get some runs on the board.
Yeah, fouled back there by number 29, Logan Ring, the pitcher in today's game. Had a rough, shaky first inning, not too bad, a couple errors. Falcons still in this game, but tough start for this team. Pitcher winds and deals. High, 2-1. We're in the bottom of the first inning here. St. Joe's down 3-0 against the visitors, South Plainfield High School, in their second game of the season. Skied into right field there. On the run is the right fielder. It is over his head, and it is
Ring puts one over
gone!
the fence for a home run.
The other way
St.
by
Joe's
Logan
with
Ring
on the
to
board
get
on
St.
the
Joe's
double home
right
run
back
by
in the
Logan
game.
Ring. Cutting it
3-1 is the score. What a shot there by Logan Ring, going the other way, muscling it
With
out.
one out, bases empty. St. Joe's McCutcheon trails 3-1, following the Logan Ring solo home run. Next up for the St. Joe's McCutcheon Falcons, center fielder number 15, Chris Almanzar.
Stepping up to the plate now, Chris Almanzar after that huge Logan Ring home run after a shaky first inning. Chris Almanzar, his second year on varsity, senior player here. Winds and deals, fouled back there by Chris. What a start there by the two-hitter Logan Ring to get the St. Joe's team right back into it.
Yeah, puts them on the board and puts them on a good spot with only one out to try to put a couple more in.
Yeah, couldn't agree there more, Bob. As pitcher winds and deals and lines into left field, and a base hit there by Chris Almanzar. He'll take a turn but stop at first. What a rally St. Joe's.
Almanzar lines a single to left field. So with one out, St. Joe's McCutcheon Falcons trailing 3-1 to the South Plainfield Tigers. Almanzar at first, one out, bottom of the first, up at the plate. First baseman number 24, Luke Baranowskis.
This pitcher for South Plainfield is senior Aiden McCarthy. This is his third year on varsity. In these past 2 years, he's been dominant with a 1.34 ERA last year and 2.56 the year before that. McCarthy looking over at the car, delivers. Swing and a miss there by Luke Baranowskis. 0-1. Chris, a speedster there at first base. Might have to look for him to go here early in this game with one out in the first inning. Of course, McCarthy a lefty, so it will be tough to time up because when he lifts that leg, he could go to first base at any moment. Baranowskis in the batter's box takes high, 1-1. Getting a sizable lead there at first base. Pitcher delivers. Baranowskis takes the strike at the bottom of the zone there. Tough breaking pitch. 1-2 is the count. Baranowskis pitched a stellar of an inning yesterday's game, keeping St. Joe's in it. They only threw about 8 pitches, 1, 2, 3. See if he can produce with the bat here. Kickoff attempt. Almanzar in there safely at first base. He can honestly get a couple more steps, Bob.
Oh, absolutely, I think. And I think going back to that home run, wind's blowing out to right, definitely helped it just creep over that back right fence.
Yeah, definitely there, but Ring's got power. I mean, to go the other way with that kind of power is crazy. As McCarthy deals here, 2-2. Fouled back there by Baranowski, staying alive. Sorry, excuse me, that was 1-2. St. Joe's, definitely a gritty team. Definitely want to steal some of those bases, just like play their heart out because they lost a lot of great seniors last year. So McCarthy looks to deal the 1-2 pitch. Baranowski takes low and in the dirt. Almanzar breaks for second. Catcher throws it down. He is safe. Safe at second base.
Almanzar advances to second, so Almanzar down at second. 1 out, 3-1. South Plainfield Tigers on top at the bottom of the first. 1 out. Baranowski at the plate. 2-2 count.
Almanzar had a bit of a late read. Sorry, folks, as the camera is not working right now, but Almanzar had a bit of a late read there, but he still slid into second safely for St. Joe's. As Baranowski is now at a 2-2 count. Winds and deals just high. 3-2 count coming up here with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. There we go, folks, as we got the camera back on. Three-two, 1 out. Almanzar leading off second. Pitch. Baranowski lines it in the left. Left fielder's there to catch it. Almanzar tags, just pump faking.
Baranowski flies one to deep left, caught out there by Budzinski for the second out here in the bottom of the first. So with 2 outs at the bottom of the first, St. Joe's trailing 3-1 to the South Plainfield Tigers. Runner at second base. Next up at the plate, third baseman number 13, Owen
Kulikowski, a big hitter coming up here for St. Joe's senior. Varsity starter last year at 305 with 5 RBIs last season and 18 hits. He'll look to get a 2-out knock here and drive Chris in at second. Pitch popped foul. First baseman gives it a look, but out of play. St. Joe's was going to want to score this run on second here, giving Ring all the help he can after giving up 3 in the top of the first. The lefty McCarthy looks at really looking to drive one here. Second baseman dance with Almanzar there. McCarthy steps off. Almanzar definitely in his head here. One of the faster players on the St. Joe side can take a base at any time, so number 12 does not want to be too careful here. Delivers. Crewley lines it in the right. Could find a gap. Second fielder is there for the catch. Third out here at the bottom of the first. St. Joe down 3-1.
Drives one to deep right center. Nice catch out there
by St. Joe.
Center fielder number 6, Thomas Howell for the fly.
Ring back on the mound here for the second inning of work for the St. Joe's defense as he fires in there for strike one. Great way to start the inning there. After St. Joe's was able to cut this lead down for South Plainfield. 3-1 is your score in the top of the second. Ring working quick, deals second pitch, fouled off, 0-2. Ring working really quick right now.
Well, after a long first inning, hopefully this one won't take about 25 pitches and we'll get back on offense and let the bats keep working.
Ground ball here to third. Kulikowski fields, fires. Easy play there.
Here's the young grounds on the third.
Quick out here
Kulikowski across
in the
to
second inning.
Baranakis. Baranakis for the first out in the top of the second. 5-3 on the putout, so it's 1 out, top of the second. 3-1 is the score. South Plainfield on top. Next up for South Plainfield, left fielder number 3, Ed Budzinski.
The St. Joe's defense kind of let them down yesterday, Bobby, and obviously last inning, a couple errors, so definitely something to look out for. Who do you think needs to be solid on defense to help the St. Joe's side not make too many errors?
I think they all have to pick it up a little bit. I think especially yesterday there was some, maybe it was the grass in the dirt or maybe it was the fielders a little bit slow in getting the ball from wherever it was hit back to the first baseman. It resulted in a couple of close plays that ultimately the runners were safe, and then those runners eventually scored, which cost us the game.
Yeah, it was a tough break there for St. Joe's. Ball flies into center here. Very easy for Almanzar, who makes the play there. Two quick outs here in the second inning.
By Chris Almanzar for the second out here in the top of the second. So with 2 outs, space is empty for the South Plainfield Tigers, leading by a score of 3-1. They're back to the top of the order. That brings us center fielder number 6, Tom Massaro.
We apologize for the loud sounds here with the stadium announcer, but we got 2 outs here. Logan Ring looking very quick here in the second inning. Looks for his third batter here, delivers it. Strike there, 0-1. Start this, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention starting shortstop for your game is your broadcaster's truly brother, Johnny Borky.
Yeah, I had a decent showing for his first full varsity appearance yesterday. Went 1-3 on the bats, a couple decent plays in the field. So,
Bobby, baseball wasn't your sport?
no, back in the day, maybe back in t-ball, absolute legend. But now just soccer for me.
Yeah, I've only ever heard stories about the bombs Bobby Borky used to hit back in t-ball, but Johnny seems to be a superior brother in the sport. 1-2 count here. Ring fires, grounded there, third base, right through the hole, right there. Single. 2 outs for the South Plainfield side.
Grounds a 2-out single through the left side, so it's 2 outs, top of the second. South Plainfield Tigers leading 3-1. Runner at first base. Next up, pitcher number 12, Aiden McCarthy.
Here comes the pitcher now, that dominant lefty for the South Plainfield side, number 12, Aiden McCarthy. As Ring looks to not let any rally happen in the second inning here, as Baranowskis holds on the runner at first. Ring ready, delivers. Strike right there for McCarthy. As I mentioned earlier, McCarthy a dominant pitcher for this South Plainfield side.
Ring with the pickoff attempt, but safe at first.
Also about McCarthy, he's got a little bit of hitter in him. He had 297 last season, 284 the season before. Had 25 walks respectively in each different season. As runner goes, swing, throw down, easily in there at second base.
Massaro down to second with a stolen base, so with 2 outs, Massaro down at second. South Plainfield on top 3-1. 0-2 count on the batter, McCarthy.
I'm sure Ring will just ignore the running here, just trying to get the out here with 2 outs. Pitcher up.
Matt calling for the outfield to come in a little bit to hopefully keep that runner at second from scoring.
Yeah, we got some football plays being called here by Coach Mack. As Ring 0-2 steps off, letting his defense get into the play that Coach Mack called. As you guys can see Coach Mack on your screen here. Ring delivers, fouled back, just got a piece of it, stayed alive. Still 0-2. Runner leading off second. The pitcher McCarthy up to hit. 0-2 count here. Ring steps off. No throw. Ring staring the runner down. Throws it back. Runner back in safely there. That is Buck's third disengagement. See, in my opinion, Bobby, I just go after the hitter with 2 outs, 0-2 count. Don't really got to worry about the runner for second. Runner goes, ball bounce, no throw there, so it'll be another stolen base for this speedster. That's it now.
Third base.
Bob, in that situation when it's 0-2, even if a base hit in the outfield, the runner from second is most likely scoring. So I don't know why you just don't go after the hitter.
Yeah, I would just leave him be. Go after the batter. You already got him behind in the count.
Ooh, that pitch just low there. Ring wondering where it missed.
Important thing is not let the batter back into the at bat here. Keep the 2 strikes on him. Don't let him buy that walk out of you.
I couldn't agree more there. Ring has given up 2 quick balls here. The deals. Ball grounded there to first base. Stopped there by Baranowskis. Takes it himself.
Safe.
And he's out! Bang, bang play there at first base. Baranowskis had the option to flip, took it himself. St. Joe's gets out of danger here in the second inning. Scores.
Marcy grounds one
going
down
into
to
the bottom of the second.
Baranowskis makes the play unassisted.
Welcome here into the bottom of the second inning. St. Joe's still trailing 3-1. As the leadoff hitter, Johnny Borky comes up. Bobby anxiously waiting for his brother's at bat. Bobby, what do you think Johnny should do this at bat?
Well, hopefully hit the ball. I think that's always the goal, obviously. 1-3 yesterday with a decent single, drove in a run. So hopefully get on base, let the bats behind him pick him up, fast on the bases, so hopefully get in the scoring position.
Yeah, as McCarthy back out there for his second inning work, delivers. Strike one there to Johnny. Bobby shaking his head in approval, a little bit disappointed in his brother. Talking to Bobby at lunch today, he was a little disappointed his brother took so many strikes, so we'll look for Johnny to take a couple hacks right now. As he does, drives the ball into center field tracking it, and he'll make the catch.
One out
here in the bottom of the second.
for the first out here in the bottom of the second. So with one out for the St. Joe's McCutcheon Falcons, base is empty. Next up, left fielder, number 20, Nick Yasikevich.
Here comes the freshman free rebound, Nick Yasikevich, batting here. Yesterday during the game, Walter Christian got hurt, so Nick came in a 2-2 count and delivered with a single down the line to keep the Falcons in. Obviously, they still lost that game, but I think Coach Mack liked him enough to make him start here as Walter's still out.
Yeah, Walter being out definitely lost for the team, but Nick with the bat yesterday really got it done in that last inning to try to hopefully help a rally out. Came up a little bit short for the rest of the bats, but let's see if he can keep going with it.
Yes, he takes the breaking ball in there for strike 1-1 is the cap here. Fires. Fouled off here. This is a 1-2 count. Bobby Boyke is a native of Chicago and a big Cubbies fan over here. Bobby, how do you think the Cubs are playing so far this season?
I can't say I've watched very much of it, but hopefully World Series again. That's always the goal. 2016 was a great year for the Cubs. Chicago sports in general, always a huge fan, so let's keep it pushing.
Yeah, good take there by Nick. Is Chicago Cubs have always been I've always silently rooted for them, Bob. I mean, never the greatest. Obviously, they had 100-something years of never winning World Series, so always fun to see them. I was always a big Chris Bryant fan. It's 2-2s delivered here by Aiden McCarthy. High 3-2 is now your count. Good at bat here by Nick to work the count full. The third baseman Owen Krulikowski walks by here. Nick looking to get base running here for St. Joe's. Score another run here in the second inning. McCarthy delivers the 3-2. Just fouled off there by Nick. Way to stay alive there by the kid. St. Joe's is definitely going to want to work McCarthy's pitch count. Like I said, great ERAs the past 2 seasons, under 3 and under 2 respectively, in each season. So currently only at 32 pitches, but you're looking for the Falcons to keep having long at-bats like this as 3-2's delivered. Ball is popped straight into the air towards right field. Right fielder there makes the catch.
Yes, Terry flies on the right, put away out there by number 4, Enzio for the second out. In the bottom of the second, so with 2 outs, base is empty. Next up for the St. Joe's McCutcheon Falcons, catcher number 33, John Espin.
Here comes the catcher here for St. Joe's, John Espin. A lot of people thought Huber would be starting to start the year, but Mac opted to go with the younger option, Espin. Bobby, you think that's the right choice?
From the little bit I heard about preseason, it seemed like both catchers were really solid, and I guess Mac's can go with the youth. His bat's been pretty good lately, so his bat was definitely pretty good in preseason, so hopefully he rides that success as we get into actual games that matter now.
Yeah, as I've called that first pitch a strike there. Not sure I agree, but nonetheless, 0-1 count here. As McCarthy looks to deliver. Pitch. Espin lines a single into center field there. Cut off by the center fielder, so he will be.
Espin lines a sharp single to right center, so with 2 outs, Espin down at first. St. Joe's trailing to South Plainfield 2-1. Next up, for the Falcons, right fielder number 38, Colin Sharma.
Sharma mode, number 48 for this Falcons team, the outfielder. As Espin will get a pinch runner with 2 outs, get his gear on.
Number 19, Michael Ligorian to run for Espin.
And Michael Ligorian to run for Espin. Michael Ligorian, absolute dog for this baseball St. Joe side, so glad to see him in the game. With 2 outs here, maybe he'll steal a bag or 2. He was a speed demon back sophomore year, Bob, when I played with him.
Yeah, senior, so his last year. Why not go out?
Fouled off there by Sharma. 0-1 is the count. Rumor has it, Bob, back in sophomore year, Mikey stole 70 bases in a single season. You think it's true?
Oh, is that so? I wouldn't know, but if it's anything like that, he should be going this pitch, if not the next one.
Ran the fastest 40 in combine history. McCarthy deals. 0-2 is the count. Gets the curveball in there, just on the outside corner.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight back in this at bat now, down 0-2.
As McCarthy looks to deliver the lefty. 0-2 count. Fires. Sharma just gets a piece of that. That pitch was just about at his head, Bob. I don't know how he hit that, but regardless, keeps it a 0-2 count.
Yeah, interesting decision to swing at that one, but not a strikeout, so he goes for another pitch.
Here we go here as McCarthy settles in. Fires. Sharma chases the pitch low.
McCarthy rings out number 3 with a strikeout, so that ends the bottom of the second inning. In the bottom of the second inning for the hometown St. Joe's Metuchen Falcons. No runs, 1 hit, 1 run.
Welcome back into the top of the third here. St. Joe's Falcons down 3-1 as Logan Ring out for his third inning of work. 40 pitches so far. Wonder how long of a leash Mac had. He fires. Strike 1 there.
He only gave Connor Walker yesterday about 50 pitches, so we'll see if Max stays with around 50 or if he lets Ring go a little bit longer.
Yeah, a lot of fans were questioning yesterday why Walker came out so early. Obviously, Mac unhappy. First ball chopped there. Stays fair. Catcher have to get it. Espis fires. Safe. Batter able to beat it out there. The leadoff single here. Infield single for the South Plainfield side.
For the leadoff single, Lineski down at first.
With nobody
Next
on.
up, first baseman number 19, Andrew Benna.
Ring steps back onto the mound here with nobody out after an infield single here. Looking for the double play ball. Ring fires. Blows it by the hitter. 0-1 is the count. Yeah, Ring's hit 90, Bob. I don't know if you know about this, but during the offseason, he hit 90 this season throwing. So, gotta wonder, sky's the limit for this kid, only a junior.
Yeah, gotta hope he can continue that. St. Joe's definitely gonna need some help from their pitching as the season progresses. A lot of games, not that many days off. Going to take a collective effort from the pitching group.
Yeah, the St. Joe's pitching staff is definitely going to be stretched thin for Coach Mack here. Pickoff attempt, runners back in. Definitely going to be stretched thin. You got to imagine everybody's going to get a shot, possibly some JV kids called up as the season progresses. But Coach Mack has emphasized this whole entire season, lineup you see on opening day is not the lineup you're going to see towards the end of the season. He's going to give all these guys a shot, and you love to see that out of a coach. His Ring delivers low, gets past Espin, runner takes second, no throw there. Not what we want to see from the St. Joe's defense. Just spike the curve there.
Yeah, we can see Coach Mack already playing with the batting order a decent amount between yesterday and today's game.
Well, yeah, he had the power hitter, Johnny Borky, hitting clean up there, so didn't like him there, so he moved him down the order, but we'll see if he can contribute. Fouled off there, 1-2 count. Came back near us. This building behind us is taking a beating, folks.
Yeah, new locker room put up just for the baseball team. Already getting good work in.
Ring stares down, 1-2, runner on second, nobody out. Fires, low. 2-2's the count.
Full count on Benna. Lanowski down to second. No outs. Top of the third. 3-1 South Plainfield.
Full count here. Runner creeping off second. Ring delivers. just inside, and I'll be ball 4.
Then a work to
First and
walk, so
second.
he'll head down to first, putting South Plainfield Tiger runners at first and second. No outs, top of the third. They lead 3-1. And
What?
stepping up to the plate,
Not right now.
shortstop number 11, Anthony Cecilia.
With nobody out and runners on first and second here. Nobody warming in the bullpen, so Coach Mack showing complete faith in Ring here to get out of this pickle. Corners in, looking for the bunt possibly. No bunt. Take strike 1.
Coach. Looks like Ring will definitely have a little bit longer leash than yesterday's starting pitcher did, but we'll see how long that lasts as 2 runners on, no outs.
Pop straight up and behind the South Plainfield dugout, so it will be an 0-2 count here. Speaking of yesterday, St. Joe's did in fact use 3 pitchers, Connor Walker, Paul Rao, and Luke Baranowskis in the game. As ball's grounded up the middle, just gets through. Runners held, so it will be bases loaded, nobody out.
Cecilia
South
grounds one
Plainfield
through the
side.
middle for a clean single, so that loves the bases for the South Plainfield Tigers. No outs here in the top of the third. They have a 2-1 lead. Stepping up to the plate, second baseman number 16, Gabe Garcia.
Out of yesterday's pitchers, Connor Walker threw 52, Paul Rao 71, and Baranowskis 4. So you got to imagine Rao's definitely not available. Walker most likely not. But Baranowskis with only 4 pitches yesterday, got to imagine he'll pitch at some point today. As their bases loaded, nobody out. Ring delivers. Ball low, 1-0 is the count. Here in the third, top of the third inning.
And if Baranowskis were to pitch, it would just be a like-for-like switch. Put Ring back at first, put Baranowskis on the mound.
Yeah, your only worry there, Bob, is Baranowski's got to come out at some point to be able to warm up because,
And Max coming out now.
yeah, Ring getting a little wild here. So Mac obviously is trying to calm his pitcher down. One of his star players hit a home run earlier this game for St. Joe's baseball.
During this timeout, we'd like to recognize the coaching staff for the South Plainfield Tigers for the 2025-2026 season.
Again, after Coach Mack gave a quick mound for the pitcher looking Ring. Bob, what do you think he said something there?
Hopefully throw some strikes, keep the ball low.
Ball grounded
And
up
slide
the
down the
middle.
middle.
1 run will score, a second coming in. Chris Fires home. Play at the plate. Runner is safe and is 5.
Garcia lines a single right through the middle, bringing home 2 Tiger runs, increasing their lead to 5-1. Still no outs, top of the third. Runners at first and second. Next up, third baseman number 5, Mike Fiore.
Tough break there for Ring. 2 singles up the middle as South Plainfield now up 5-1. Runners on first and second, nobody out still. Still nobody warming in the bullpen. This is Ring's inning, Bob.
Just going to have to dial it in, hopefully keep the ball on the ground, which
Bunt laid down there. Ball goes to Ring. Easy PFP there.
Fiore drops down the bunt.
Runners on second and third. 1
Successful.
out here.
Ring over to Baranowskis for the first out, advancing the runners to second and third. 1 out. Tiger runners at second and third. Next up, right fielder number 4, Joe Stanzio.
Yeah, easy PFP there for Logan Ring. Gotta imagine he can do those in his sleep. Great to see the corners crash in there as well. And second baseman do his job. His pitch is fired in. Fouled back right towards us. Onto the dugout. Sorry. I think it went by the dugout.
all the infield in now on the on the edge of the grass here in the infield. Play at the plate most likely if it's hit on the ground.
Yeah, you look at these arms across the infield, Kulikowski, Borky, Baranowskis. They're all definitely fired at home here on the sharp ground ball. Ball fouled off right by us onto the shed. 1-2 count here.
At this rate, I'm going to catch one of these, Hayden.
Yeah, Bob, did you bring your glove? 1-2 count here. Ring fires. Ball trickled down. Ring catches it. Runs it down to first. He'll get an out. Trading out for a run there. 2 down.
Anzio grounds one in front of first. Ring grabs it, takes it unassisted for the second out. But scoring on the play is Cesenia with the 6th South Plainfield Tiger run. So with 2 outs, runner at third. Tigers on top 6-1. Up at the plate, left fielder, number 3, Ed Budzinski.
2 outs now, runner on third. Ring fires there. Ball just inside. Yep. What do you mean?
Ring deals high, ball 2.
Why can't I park in the parking lot? You think? Okay, where's the parking lot?
Ring with the strike.
Send me your pin when you get there. Okay. 3-1 here. Oh, 2-1. Ball fouled back there. 2-2 count.
Yeah, big picture to get out of the inning and minimize the damage.
Yeah, 2-3 run inning so far for South Plainfield. Ring fires low. Pass ball. Runner does not break. So it'll be a 3-2 count. Runner stays.
Full count on Budzinski. 2 outs, top of the third. South Plainfield on top 6-1. Runner at third.
Ring looks in. Fires. Ball grounded up the middle and through for a base hit, and that will score a run for South Plainfield.
Budzinski lines a
7-1.
single through the middle. Bring home the 7th Tiger run. Budzinski down at first, 2 outs. Back to the top of the order for the South Plainfield Tigers. Center fielder number 6, Tom Massaro.
Ring settles in here, 2 outs. Runner on first. Ball low, 1-0 is the count.
Rosario Dipolina heading to the bullpen now. Hopefully, might have to be a quick little warm-up here. Ring already at almost 70 pitches.
Yeah, his arm's looking to give out so far here, boy. I don't know how much farther he can go. The St. Joe's baseball team won GMC champion last year in dramatic fashion. 2-0 pitch. Ball lined in the center, right center. It'll be over the right fielder's head. Third base coach waving the runner home. Ball in. No play at the plate. Baranowskis will run it in.
Massaro
RBI double
doubles
there.
to deep right center. Bringing home Budzinski with the 8th state South Plainfield Tiger run.
8-1 is now your score. The double into the right center gap. As Ring will look to get out of this 3rd inning, as I was mentioned earlier, the St. Joe's team, they were down 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, probably last year in the GMC championship, and you've seen your JP Zeal hit a walk-off grand slam to win.
Next up,
In dramatic
pitcher
fashion.
number 12, Aiden McCarthy.
Yeah, I was at that game. Incredible to witness. And an improbable GMC championship based on their seeding last year.
Logan Ring deals a strike there. 0-1 is the count. Yeah, Borky, not too many people had expectations for the St. Joe's team, but they delivered, and kind of feels the same way this year. Not too many people are confident in the St. Joe's side, but they definitely deliver here as Ring delivers a 1 high, 1-1.
Yeah, I think they got a really good schedule this year. A chance to do some damage if they can get their bats working.
Yeah, they have a high mountain to climb so far this game, down 8-1. Ring delivers. strike in there, 1 and 2. Looking to get out of it here. Ring looks in. Batter calls time there. Give himself a breather. The runner hangs off second. 2 outs, 1-2 count. Ring fires. Ball just low there. Ring looking for the knockout pitch. Doesn't get it. Comes a 2-2 count here. Ring looks in. Fires. Runner goes. Ball grounded over to second base. Baranowski goes to cover. And he is thrown out.
McCarthy grounds one to second. Nice play by second baseman Kevin Gillespie. Puts it over to Luke Baranowski for the final out here in the top of the third. In the top of the third for the visiting South Plainfield Tigers. They score 5 runs on 5 hits. 1 runner left. We head to the bottom of the third inning here at Kenny Andrew Field, and St. Joe's Metuchen with the score. The visiting South Plainfield Tigers on top of the hometown St. Joe's Metuchen Falcons by a score of 8-1.
Fans will head now into the bottom of the third, but that'll do it for me. It'll just be Bobby from now on for the rest of the game, so please be kind to him. Might have a partner later, guest appearance, but not sure. Regardless, that'll be it for me. See you next time.
And we're back here. Bottom of the third inning. St. Joe's down 8-1. First pitch fouled off. Second pitch low. And he grounds one towards the first baseman, takes a hop, and trickles into right field. Runner on for the Falcons here early in the bottom of the third inning. Makes Luke Palermo single into right. Logan Ring now steps to the plate. Already has a home run today. Went 3 for 4 yesterday. So really riding the hot bat right now. Strike one to Logan Ring. Foul tip for strike two. And he grounds one foul down the third base line. A lot of heat on that one. Hopefully he can turn it into the field of play. One ball, two strikes now. And he smashes one into left. And an easy catch to the left fielder.
So with one out, St. Joe's trailing 8-1 to the South Plainfield Tigers. Looking down first, Chris Almanzar.
Decent contact from Logan Ring there, but unfortunately, with the wind blowing out to right, wasn't able to get enough on it to get it out. Strike one. Chris Almanzar at the plate now. Chris Almanzar 1 for 1 on the day so far. See if we can add to it. And a big swing for strike two. Pitcher steps off. Ball low. Palermo steals second, doesn't even have to slide for it. Play for the catcher.
1-2 count on Almanzar. 1 out.
Runner now in scoring position for St. Joe's. 1-2 count to Chris Almanzar. And he grounds one for another foul ball. I apologize for the camera feed here. Two count to Chris right now. And he hits one straight towards the center fielder. Center fielder gets under it and catches it.
Advances to third. So with 2 outs, top bottom of the third. St. Joe Falcons have Look for number 32 outs and up at the plate. First baseman, number
Palermo tagged on that last play. He's now at third, with Luke Baranowskis up to the plate. And an update for the pitching front as we look towards the start of the next inning. Looks like Logan Ring will most likely be done. Coming in, most likely, Rosario Dipolena, the junior. Baranowskis takes strike one looking. Strike two is low for Wall. Calls strike two. And he swings at the third one. That'll bring up out number three with a strikeout. That'll end the third inning. South Plainfield 8, St. Joe's 1. We move to the fourth inning. We'll see who steps out to the mound for St. Joe's. Most likely Rosario Dipolena. And we're back, top of the fourth. Rosario Dipolena on the mound. First pitch.
The Hesky lines right out to left field, caught out there by Mitch Yaskinovich for the first out of the top of the fourth.
I'll catch you up on all the field changes from St. Joe's in a
Next
second.
up for the South Plainfield Tigers, first baseman number 19.
Again, Rosario Dipolena on the mound. First pitch, fly ball into left field with an easy catch for Nick. Nick in left field, Chris Almanzar in center, new right fielder, Luke Baranowskis, Logan Ring. In the first base, Kevin Gillespie at second, Johnny Boyke at short, Owen Krulikowski at third. Espin's still behind the plate. Count is now 1-1 to South Plainfield's second hitter of the inning. delivers a close one that's just called the ball.
Hey, hunt you! Go on, go!
Foul ball straight back. Count now 2-2 with 1 out, no runners on. Swing and a miss. Rings him up.
With a strikeout. So on the top of the fourth for the South Plainfield Tigers, 2 outs, bases empty. Next up, shortstop number 11, Anthony Cecilia.
Rosario with his first strikeout of the season, and what a place for the St. Joe's Falcons, minimizing the base runners. That way they can get back on offense and hopefully get the bats working. Another liner to left. This one will fall, and it gets past the left fielder. South Plainfield's runner goes 2.
Cecilia lines a signal to left, advances to second on the play. So with 2 outs here, the South Plainfield Tigers on top of this contest by a score of 8-1. We're in the top of the 4th inning, 2 outs, runner at second, stepping up to the plate. Second baseman number 16, Gabe Garcia.
South Plainfield now with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Mac positioning the infielders to keep that run from scoring.
Right here now. Boys, it's our way.
Coach Mack right in the middle of your screen, helping out his infielders to make sure that this run doesn't score. Another good pitch from Dipolino, but just misses. Counts down 1-1. That one just misses. Counts now 2-2. Dipolino tries to pick off the runner. Safe at second.
Oh, big guy!
And he hits one just through the gap between short and third. And the runner is out at home with a great throw from left fielder. I'm still going to talk about it.
Garcia singles to left, bringing home Cincinnati with the 9th run.
To catch you up on what just
In
happened.
the call, bringing home Cincinnati with the 9th run. So run scores on the single by Garcia. So with 2 outs, Garcia down at first. 9-1 South Plainfield Tigers, and up at the plate, third baseman number 5, Mike Fiore.
We're here. Coming this way, Chris. Kevin, to your left.
To catch you up, the umpires called obstruction. Can't tell who it was on. But it results in a run for South Plainfield and a runner on first.
Go, Mike! Right here now, throw over, Rosario. Other way out, yeah, go ahead. That's a good job. Can't throw, Owen.
Score now 9-1. Counts 0-2 with 2 outs still.
It's here, Chris. Nick, go with him. Boys, to your left. Runner here.
Calls it a ball.
Foot down. Let's go. Out of bounds.
I apologize if the score is not updating, but the score is now 9-1 in favor of South Plainfield.
Hang.
Opus to get out of this. And the ump brings him up for strike 3. They get out of the inning. Score is now 9-1.
In the top of the
As we get the camera back up, Owen Kulikowski leads off the inning for the St. Joseph Falcons. Takes strike 1. And a grounder to third baseman. Third baseman fumbles it. Still going to be a play at first. Save.
Kulikowski takes it first to lead off the bottom of the fourth. So the runner at first. No outs. Next up, the St. Joe's Metuchen Falcons. Shortstop number 23, John Boyke.
A play a lot closer than a lot of people's than it should have been after the third baseman fumbled the ball. Now up to the plate, Johnny Boyke. Runner on first, 0-0 count. Fouls it off. Takes a big hack at it. Liner into right.
Boyke flies one to right. Caught out there by Sanzio for the first out here at the bottom of the fourth. So it's 1 out. St. Joe's has a runner at first. And next up at the plate, left fielder number 20, Nick Yaskevich.
Runner doesn't advance on it. But another decent contact from Boyke. Now up to the plate, Nick Yachikevich. And he hits one straight down the middle. Center fielder under it, and the catch for the center fielder.
Yachikevich flies one to center. Put away out there by John Massaro, center fielder number 6 for the second out in the bottom of the fourth. So 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. St. Joe's trailing 9-1, have a runner at first base. Stepping into the batter's box, catcher number 32, John Esburton.
So after a signal to start off the inning by Owen, 2 straight flyouts for the Falcons leads them with 2 outs, and Espen up to the plate. Takes a ball low. Still in the 4th inning, so plenty of time for the Falcons to come back. But got to get the bats working and get some balls through to find some hits. Strike down the middle. 1-1 count. And a big swing for strike 2. Matt giving him the guidance. Make sure he gets contact on this. Just not let the strikeout happen and maybe make the fielders make a play in the field. And it's low in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-2 count.
Flies one to
fly
right
ball
center,
to
put
end.
away there.
And we'll step into the top of the 5th inning now. South Plainfield up 9-1. Rosario Dipolina still on the mound. Hopefully we get through this quickly so St. Joe's bats can get to work in the bottom of the inning. And we're back for the top of the 5th. Rosario Dipolina on the mound. Have to assume South Plainfield's probably going to at least start getting a pitcher warmed up for the bottom of the inning. And a high first pitch from Rosario for ball 1. And a big swing and a miss. Strike 1. And another high pitch for ball 2. And a big swing, foul ball behind. Count now 2-2.
Stay in it, Joey. Come on, stay in it.
And another ball, full count now. You want to jump on? Want to jump on? Go ahead. And looks like we're going to get a surprise guest, Dylan Pierce, fresh from lacrosse practice. Fresh from lacrosse
The
practice.
one-out base is empty for the South Plainfield Tigers. Next up, the left fielder, number 3, Ed Budzinski.
So Dylan, obviously not a great position here. Down by 8 runs here in the top of the 5th. What are we thinking?
I mean, they got time. Anything's comebackable, Just, as long as you put your head down, though, then yeah, you lost. But they don't look like they put their head down yet.
Yeah, new pitcher on the mound. Just started last inning. Rosario Dipolina. Not too bad. Only 1 run given up so far.
It's pretty good. Oh,
And Rosario's on it. But safe at first. Rosario does a good job not to let it go through the hole.
Not a bad defensive effort.
Budzinski safe at first. Nice try there by Dipolina. So with the runner at first, 1 out, top of the 5th. South Plainfield on top 9-1. They're back to the top of the order. Center fielder, number 6, Tom Mazzaro.
South Plainfield now back to the top of the order in the top of the 5th. 1 out, runner on. Let's see how Rosario handles this. And a high ball 1. Rosario tries to pick off the runner, but back in safely. Takes another ball high. And another ball low. Count now 3-0.
He's going on 70 pitches, it says almost.
Yeah, that's the South Plainfield pitcher, almost at 70. So theoretically, they'll probably have someone in the bullpen. Maybe not to start the next inning. They'll see if he can go the full. But definitely start to think about it. And Rosario walks.
Massaro works the walk, so that'll send Budzinski down to second. Massaro on at first. Tiger runners at first and second, 1 out, top of the 5th. They lead 9-1, and up at the plate, pitcher number 12, Aiden McCarthy.
And now they're South Plainfield's pitcher stepping up to the plate. Dominant year the past 2 years, and off to a very commanding start again with 70 pitches and only 1 run given up. Takes a ball on pitch 1. Tries to pick off the runner at second, but in safely. Deals.
Got a strike, though.
1-1 count.
There we go.
First strike in a couple pitches. Let's see if he can build on that momentum. Count now 2-1. Misses 1 just off the zone. Dylan, big lacrosse season coming up. How do we think the boys are going to do this season?
Go, come on, get it. There we go.
and the hitter flies out to left.
Keep it.
Bucky flies out on the left.
Runners
The
don't
second makes the
advance.
catch out there for the second out here in the top of the fifth. So with 2 outs, South Plainfield Tigers have a 9-1 lead. Runners at first and second, and up at the plate, catcher number 15, Chris Lineski.
Seriously, about the lacrosse season.
Yeah, how are we thinking the boys are looking this year? Obviously, big year coming off back-to-back GMC championships.
Just putting everything together. Had a tough week last week. Couple starters out with flus, colds, and fevers, all that. Had to make sure we got to keep everybody healthy. So we had to kind of quarantine those people, and they came back in time for our first game. But obviously, a little rocky start for everybody all together.
2 balls to start the at-bat for South Plainfield's catcher. Takes a strike down the middle.
Oh, big guy!
And hits one in the gap over the right fielder's head to the fence. The relay in. 2 runners will score.
Lineski lines a double to right field, bringing home 2 more Tiger runs, making the score 11-1 here at the top of the fifth.
Yep, ball flew right over the right fielder's head and went all the way to the fence.
With 2 outs, South Plainfield on top 11-1. Up at the plate, number 19, first baseman Andrew Mena.
Cleared the bases. That was the catcher for South Plainfield with the double. And now subbed out for a pinch runner. South Plainfield looking to add to their advantage. Strike down the middle. Still 2 outs, so hopefully St. Joe's can minimize the damage again. Then their bats are going to have to start working. And a big swing and a miss.
There you go. Probably play off that momentum, get the boys into a new, get us up a bat. Hopefully, rally a couple runs in after that.
Confidence, kid. Come on, 1-9 of confidence.
Takes the ball.
Not a bad look. He's got three more to use, so definitely not trying to force everything down the middle.
No, let's see if we get the batter to chase. Hopefully get out of the inning.
There we go.
Polina
And he
rings
gets out
up
of the
out
inning.
number 3 to end the top of the fifth. In the top of the fifth for the visiting South Plainfield Tigers. They scored 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 runner left. We head to the
St.
bottom of the
Joe's
5th inning here at
up
the
to bat
Andrew
now.
Field and St.
Hopefully
Joe's McCutcheon
they
with
can
the
get
score of
something
the
working.
visiting South Plainfield
and start the inning with a foul ball. That's Rosario up to bat, the pitcher. First at bat this season for Rosario. Let's see if he can get it working. And another ball carrying out to left.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth.
Left fielder can't make the play, but
For
it's
the
a
St.
foul.
Joe's Falcons,
0-2 count now.
Rosario DiPolina.
Bottom of the fifth inning now. Score 11-1. South Plainfield's pitcher pitching lights out. 70 pitches through 5 innings so far. Rosario takes a big hack. Ball is spilled. Catcher tags him for the out.
McCarthy rings up out number 1, the bottom of the fifth with a strikeout. So with 1 out, base is empty for the St. Joe's Metuchen Falcons. They're back to the top of the order, and that brings up designated hitter number 26, Luke Palermo.
St. Joe's back to their top of the order now, just what they needed to hopefully get some hits here. Luke Palermo now up to bat.
Got faith in him. Guy made good contact yesterday. I think he can get a good one today.
Yeah, 1 for 2 so far today. Takes a strike for pitch 1. Joined over here in the broadcasting area, AJ Shearer, also fresh off lacrosse practice. And a fouled straight back.
Hey, good protect the plate though. Good too.
No, that's actually good. He's right there. You gotta sit on this.
AJ Shearer giving some help. Wants Luke Palermo to sit on this pitch. Hopefully knock it out of the park. Oh, and he takes an inside fastball for strike 3.
So with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth, base is empty. Next up to the St. Joe's Metuchen Falcons, first baseman number 29, Logan Ring.
It's a problem for the Falcons yesterday, looking at strike 3s multiple times. Seems like that's carried over to today as well. Pitched low for ball 1 to Logan Ring. 1 for 2 so far today. Two outs here in the bottom of the fifth. You got to get something going offensively if you're the Falcons. And he fouls one straight back. Count now 1-1. Shearer concerned about the well-being of the fans behind the plate. A lot of foul balls today. And he lines one down the third base line, but it's called foul. Would have probably been extra bases for Logan there. And swings big for strike 3.
McCarthy rings up out number 3
That'll end the
to
game.
end the inning, and that ends our contest here at Danny Andrew Field. After 5 innings complete, the South Plainfield Tigers win this one by a score of 11-1. Wishing all the best. The South Plainfield Tiger head coach Scott Gleichenhaus. His team's first victory of the 2025-26 season. Good luck to the South Plainfield Tigers on the rest of their season. These two teams will square off once again on Thursday in South Plainfield for the home-and-home game series.
Yeah, through 5 innings. End of the game,
Wishing
11-1.
everyone a
Mercy
great rest of your
Roll.
day. Again,
South Plainfield
congratulations
11,
to South
St.
Plainfield
Joe's
Tigers.
1.
And once
South
again, as we
Plainfield
always
starting
do,
pitcher goes to
thank you
full
to all of our
game.
veterans joining us at the contest
And only
today.
has one
We
run
thank you
in that
tremendously
game.
for your service.
We'll see the
God
St. Joe's
bless
Falcons
America.
take on South
Everyone have a
Plainfield
great rest of
again
your day.
away
Safe
at
travels
South
home.
Plainfield on Thursday. Hopefully their bats can be going a little bit better than they were today. Obviously South Plainfield will have a different pitcher, so we'll see what happens. Any last comments, Dylan?
Win the next day. That's all they got to do.
Yeah, not a great start for the Falcons. 0-2 to start the year, but a lot of season left to play. They started 0-2 last year, and they went on to win the conference championship. So we'll
About how
see.
they start, about how they finish.
This was Bobby, Dylan Pierce for part of it, Aiden DeSilva for part of it. Thank you for joining us. Tune in on Thursday or show up live to see the Falcons play again. Thank you.